YouTube doesn't seem to be up. I notice.
You're right.
So, give me just a second. Do you have the link there? Do you have
I'm here on YouTube, but the link is not up. That's a really good point.
It should be up now. I just double checked it. It should be live now.
Okay.
So I apologize though. That should be up and going, I believe. YouTube should be up and going now.
Our final attempt is the name of the live stream tonight.
Our final attempt at a superhero TV show.
This is it. That's right.
I don't think the full thing loaded up. Now, one of the things that I am pretty excited about, and it'll appear right above my head. Oh, look at that. There is actually the Twitch chat right there.
Very cool.
So we got that going for us, which is nice. And right over here, actually, above Tyler's head, is where the YouTube live chat will be as soon as YouTube catches up to the fact that the Twitch is going. So, whoops. Anyway, thanks for pointing out on Twitch that YouTube was not working so I could jump back in there and see what was wrong. It looks like it just was not receiving the channel for just a second, or the feed for just a second, but it's doing it now. So there we go. And now David Codd is on both YouTube and Twitch.
Of course you are, David. I love you,
David.
David Codd. You are awesome.
Why not? Yeah, so anyway, so we wanted to talk about a handful of things. We decided this would be a prime opportunity for us to jump back into our attempt at doing a superhero TV show episode, which is something we tried to do a few weeks back, and it just, everything that could go wrong did go wrong, so we jumped out of that, and so we figured we'd try it again now.
I'm just now dropping the link. Sorry for my absence, but you are doing a fantastic... Oh, have you been working out?
No.
Wow, this is embarrassing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I just assumed you'd been working out.
No, you've never touched that part of my arm before.
I mean, I've never touched a lot of parts of your arm.
You've touched most. Hey, quick reminder, we do something around here called Book Club.
Book Club.
We've only done it like once so far, but we like it. And we're going to be doing a little bit different. What did we do last time? What did I already forget? Oh, Civil War II. That's right. That's what's different about it. It was a Marvel thing, and this time around we're going with a DC series, Flash Rebirth. So the good thing about this is, and M. Scott has popped up in the Twitch chat right up above my head.
Boom.
Saying hi, guys. But he pointed out to me that on Comixology, Flash Rebirth is on sale right now.
Which is really, really awesome.
So,
we're getting a really hard lag on YouTube for some reason. I'm not really sure why.
All right, that's interesting.
So
we're going to
Nicholas
check in.
Muniz, thank you for letting us know.
Yeah.
Nick Muniz, by the way, while we're getting this straightened out, did a fantastic live stream with his friend Matt Morano this past week. It was really good.
I didn't
really,
know this.
really
Nick,
good.
you didn't tell me.
Yeah, it was good. I mean, he told the people he cares about. I don't know. I don't know what to say beyond that.
Yikes.
But, yeah, it is lagging real hard. That is just a real odd situation.
That's super strange. I'm checking in on Twitch, and it's choppy on Twitch, it looks like, but I can't tell if it's really laggy or just choppy. No, David Codd said it's about the same.
Well,
that's very interesting.
More technical difficulties.
I know. Maybe this is just cursed. Maybe this episode...
It could be. It really could be, because this is like the third or fourth time we have tried to do this episode. What we could do is we could kill the extra stuff and just go straight through the regular streaming software.
We could. I
don't know if that would help or not. We'd have to end the stream and restart it.
It might. It might help. We wouldn't be able to have the live chat again on here, but we could give it a try if it doesn't seem to clear itself up. I'm just checking all the technical aspects over here myself. I apologize.
Yeah, this is just real odd. It's a real odd situation we got going on here.
Very odd.
Because it looks clean on this end.
Very.
On this end, however, it ain't clean at all. Nothing about the actual display is clean.
Yeah, it might just be that we're trying to send out too big of a signal
Too much.
and it's crashing. So Why don't we?
Here's what we're gonna do.
All right.
You want to end the stream. We're gonna start a new one. So if you're on Twitch, just hang tight. If you're on YouTube, there's gonna be a new link that's gonna be dropped. I'll drop it in the comments on the post I made, and it will. Michael Allen, what's up, man? And the new YouTube stream will start on our channel. So if you just go to our channel's homepage, you'll see the new channel, the new stream pop up. We'll be right back after a quick commercial break.
Whew. All right. We should be live again. That should have fixed everything. We'll check on. We will check on everything real quick to make sure we're good. But it looks like
we're back up in business.
Yeah, YouTube is now telling me that we have a healthy stream.
That was just so odd. Sorry for the delay.
Very, very strange. Very, very strange. Huh. All right. So that should have cleared things up, we believe. It might still experience a few little difficulties. And if we do, go ahead and spout them out because, as you can tell, we've got live chats going on right above our heads, which is super cool.
Super duper cool.
So we were just talking about book club. We were doing book club again whenever we get a chance to figure out a date. That's the next step. So Flash Rebirth is what we're going to be talking about. Tyler recommended it. And
it's super fantastic. If you haven't read Flash Rebirth, I really think you're in for a treat. I've now read maybe 10 or so DC Rebirth titles, and I think it's the best. No, I'm sorry. It's in the top 5. Okay. It's not the best, but it's definitely in the top 5.
You Jump the Shark. Nightwing. Jump the Shark is not the right. It's not the right terminology. Yes.
Okay.
That is it.
Sorry, I just wasn't quite sure.
You gotta know what sort of old colloquialism you're gonna say.
I don't really.
Colloquialism.
If somebody could just post a comment in the post I made on the Facebook page, I can't find it right now, just saying we fixed the stream, that'd be fantastic. If you can do that, that's awesome. If not, no big deal. But the stream has been fixed, and we're ready to go. I'm ready to talk about some TV shows.
Yeah. So, first of all, the first thing we were going to talk about is The Punisher, because last week, of course, the trailer for that came out, and a lot of people have really deconstructed the trailer, have really talked a lot about what all they saw in the trailer, what they liked about it, and, of course, talked a lot about how it looks pretty violent.
It does look incredibly violent.
So here's
very violent.
Here's my question to you, Tyler. What was your initial impression of it? And what's your initial impression of it? That's the first question.
When
I got
watched
2 questions
the trailer
that we're going to
for the very first time, the day that it came out, I just wasn't quite sure. I liked it, but I wasn't sure if it really fit what I was hoping for the Punisher, because it was just it seemed so extremely violent. And I understand that the Punisher is a violent character, and that certainly he was the most violent part of Daredevil Season 2.
Yeah.
But it took that violence to the next level. I sat on it for about a week. I rewatched the trailer today, and I absolutely loved it.
Okay. All right. Jeremy Elliott, an old family friend of mine, is here. Says it's the highlight of his night. You really need better highlights, buddy.
Thank you for being here, Jeremy.
I'm kidding. Punisher. You see, I liked it right off the bat.
Okay.
And I recognized that it was going to be quite violent and everything, but I liked it right off the bat because I liked the concept of something that we haven't seen as much in the Netflix Marvel shows or in a lot of Marvel movies. We haven't seen as many like heroes that just know they need to go out and do stuff. We get a lot of, especially in the Netflix Marvel shows, we get a lot of reluctant heroes or heroes trying to figure things out. I mean, like 75% of
all the heroes. You just described them all.
Yeah, but 75% of the Defenders was them going, I don't really want to work with you. I don't want to work with you either, and trying to figure that stuff out. So it looks like it's going to be a show in which we actually have somebody who is saying, well, we're past all that. He was on trial in Daredevil Season 2.
We've already seen, he's already gone through all that, right? So he's ready to roll. He's ready to go. I think the thing I liked most about it is just that it's different.
Yep.
Like, I feel like, of course, Luke Cage kind of stood out on its own, and Jessica Jones had its own feel too. But really, Iron Fist and Daredevil, and you could really tell when you watch the Defenders that their roles kind of overlapped a little bit, and there was just something that was just like a sameness to all of them. And I think you hit it with the reluctant hero. I think that they struggled to really, especially again in the Defenders, make each member of the Defenders its own very noticeable character in terms of like what their role in the team was, what their personality is, and I think that spills over in their series. The Punisher is very different. Like, off the bat, he just kills people.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, he just straight up kills people. He knows what he wants. He goes for what he wants. He's 110%. And I think they wanted to make it really clear that this is a different Marvel show.
Yep.
They wanted you to know, like, this is not going to follow the same formula. At least the trailer implies that it's not going to follow the same formula.
Because so many of the characters that we've had, be it Daredevil, be it Iron Fist, be it Luke Cage, so many of them are like, they have a mission. They have a cause.
Right.
I mean, they have like a particular. In Daredevil's case, it's the Hand, and we have to stand up against the Hand. In Luke Cage's case, he's trying to save his neighborhood from bad acting, and yeah, I said it. We all know it.
You said it.
In Jessica Jones's case, she was battling alcoholism, I guess, is what the plot of that one was. So you had these. You had these characters that were fighting a certain cause that had like a particular mission. With Punisher,
G Rider, what's up, man?
You mean Grinder?
Grinder?
I believe it's pronounced Grinder.
The Grinder's here.
With Punisher, not Daredevil, I was going to say Daredevil again.
Yeah.
You get a character who is not going after a particular cause or a mission, but instead is just going for revenge and vigilante justice. And so it's a much more straightforward character, which can be a completely different show if that's the direction they take with it.
I agree.
We, of course, want to have your thoughts in the live chat about what your impression of the trailer for Punisher was now that we are sitting here about a week afterwards.
I just also have to say, the Punisher trailer was cut so well.
From an editing standpoint.
From an editing standpoint, I love the part, like you notice when he's loading all the guns and it's clicking to the music. Like, that was really, really well done.
Yeah. What song was that?
Metallica.
That's the band. So you got half of it right.
The song.
Good enough. It was good enough.
It was good enough.
That's the name
My
of the song.
answer was good enough.
Good enough.
Oh, my bad.
Good enough by Metallica. No, your answer was good enough.
Yeah, it felt right.
Yeah, I saw someone point out on YouTube, somebody commented and was like, well, it looks like whoever edited this just got done watching Baby Driver.
Yeah.
And wanted to sync everything up to music perfectly.
If anyone knows my editing style, that's what I do. That's all I do in editing is just sync to music.
Yeah.
So I'm down with it. I'm totally down with it.
I was a big fan of the cut at the very beginning where he's sitting there playing guitar with his daughter, and he's playing the opening licks to One by Metallica, and and he's doing that. And then all of a sudden, it just goes boom, and he's by himself playing it.
Yeah, that was nice.
And it, very nice. The constant cutbacks, flashbacks, all that sort of stuff.
I found myself wondering, though, what kind of a father plays Metallica to his child. A good one.
The best kind.
The right kind.
Your daughter just went to sleep, and you sang her
Sandman.
Enter Sandman as a lullaby.
I sang it to her, yeah.
So, it makes sense.
I thought it was good. I liked it.
It makes sense.
It does.
Yeah, okay, Punisher trailer was good. The marketing is weird, like his skull logo. It is weird. What I think is very interesting is that, of course, in the comics, he was going after the Mafia because the Mafia killed his family. In this one, there seems to be some sort of corrupt government something or another going on. So there's a lot of redacted stuff, including the actual release date of the show is redacted, so we don't know.
That was clever.
So, yeah, it's weird marketing. I don't dislike it, but I also don't really care for it.
I mean, let's be real. At this point, I feel like most people are either going to watch Marvel Netflix shows or they're not. Like, they know what they are in general.
Yeah.
They kind of know what they're going to get. The one thing that I'll say about it, and this has been said a bunch before, and most people agree with this, is that, and I think the Defenders really reinforced it, shorter seasons are better.
Okay.
Better to leave you wanting more than to drag out. Because when you think of like Luke Cage, really drug out there towards like the middle of the third act.
Yeah, but that
Iron
was
Fist
entirely bad writing.
Well, it was, but I don't have any faith that the writers... Because like Iron Fist did it, Luke Cage did it. I guess Daredevil and Jessica Jones did a pretty good job of it.
Yeah, exactly. I fully put that on the writers of those shows for whatever reason. Because with Luke Cage in particular, I do think that the first half of the series was really good.
Fantastic.
To all of a sudden just have the second half that just is so bad. And there's a lot of factors in there. You know, whoever the casting of bad guy, whatever. He's so unmemorable.
Shades?
No, Shades was whatever. No, Diamondback.
Oh, Diamondback
who
was
shows
terrible.
up. You know, just absolutely terrible performance.
Yeah, Diamondback.
So that whole thing, you know, I think that's really where that show suffers. Michael Allen says that he does agree that they're better when they're shorter. I totally get that. I think that you can run the risk of not being able to develop the character enough if it's too short.
I think to me, the thing that I found refreshing about Daredevil Season 1, besides all of like the serious tone and the pacing and everything, was that when I watched Daredevil Season 1, I really felt like I was watching a 13-hour movie. Okay. I felt like they were telling the story they wanted to tell.
You mean that as a compliment?
I mean
sometimes you can say a 13-hour movie and it's a negative.
I meant that as a compliment in that they were telling the exact story they want to tell. Like, there's not a set time limit for each episode. The times vary between episodes. And it was like they were telling the story they wanted to tell with the amount of time they wanted to tell it. And I worry that the shows that followed it were forced into that time constraint of 13 episodes, and they're having to drag out the plot. I don't know. For me, it's like a 2 strikes, and I'm sold on that theory. Like, if Punisher does it well, if Punisher has a 13-episode season that's really good, then I might back off that theory, but that's kind of where I'm at right now.
Shelf Comic Book Store says that imagine the worst part of the comic book TV show is the most comic book part of the series or season. I'm not sure what you mean by that. Elaborate a little bit, because I'm very curious as to what you're getting at. If you're talking about one of the shows that has already happened, or if you're talking about what could be happening with Punisher, I'm curious about what exactly it is that you're referencing.
I will be interested to see how closely Punisher follows the comic.
Exactly.
It kind of seems like it's not going to. I don't know that much about the Punisher. Like, I've got the NS Omnibus that just came back out, but I haven't read it. I've only seen him pop up in other series I've not read. I don't think... Maybe I read some Marvel Knights Punisher.
I was just scanning your shelf. I was like, does he have it?
I do. It's just not here. It's in my office.
Oh, my gosh.
I know. It's for shame.
This guy over here. Oh, it's
for
not...
shame.
It's not on my shelf at home. It's
I don't like to brag, but I've got 2 shelves.
It's on my alternate shelf.
I've got 2 shelves. So I'd be interested to know if it's going to follow anything from the comics or just the general concept.
Yeah, that would be very interesting.
Because I know the character of Frank Castle in Daredevil was pretty controversial with the way they basically said that he had a mental illness, which is why he was behaving the way he was, like he was stuck in that moment. And I don't believe that's how it was in the comics. So I know a lot of people were upset about that.
Okay. I haven't read as many comics, but I'm familiar with some of the lore behind the...
okay, that makes sense, High Shelf. That totally makes sense. That the second half of Luke Cage is real comic booky with like the villain and everything like that, and it turned out to be the worst part of the show. The first half was much better. Yeah, I totally agree with that.
Yeah, exactly. They were building a lot of momentum. That's what I thought you were getting at, but I wasn't quite sure. But
totally
they were building a lot of momentum, and then they just threw it out the window and that's what you run the risk of doing when you take a superhero and you try to do a lot of comic book influence. You can run the risk of doing stuff that people aren't super interested in, because like old Batman movies, with Michael Keaton in them, they were campy and they had a lot of like weird comic tones to them, and people liked it at the time.
Right.
Because that's just
there was nothing else.
It's Tim Burton style, and so like people were into Tim Burton style. But if you try to do that now, it's not really what audiences want as much.
And everything's kind of evolved. Like those movies came out at a time when the most recent Batman live action thing was the '60s Adam West show, which was super campy.
Super
like that
great,
was all it was.
The perfect example of everything Batman.
And so when the Michael Keaton movie came out, it was like, wow, a serious Batman. But now we look back on it, we're like, man, that wasn't serious at all. That was Tim Burton jokey, campy. But still better than Batman Begins. I give you that.
Still better than Batman Begins?
Okay, maybe.
I never made that claim.
I mean, I'm attributing that to you.
Yeah. I do forget a lot about Batman Begins.
Yeah, it was forgettable.
It was like, okay.
The only thing I remember about Batman Begins was that he wasn't going to kill Ra's al Ghul, but he wasn't going to save him. Which kind of was like killing him. I don't know. It was an interesting concept.
Well, doesn't Batman in some of the early comics like say, I'm never going to kill somebody, and then like the next issue like drop someone off a cliff or something like that?
Well, you can look it up, but there's a lot of instances where Batman has done things that are like so horrific where he killed somebody or like I think at one point he trapped this guy who was immortal who could never die and would just regenerate after, like they get to the point of death and then regenerate, and he sent him into outer space where he's just like in a vacuum, just like constantly dying and then like coming back to life and dying over and over again awful. For all eternity. Yeah, so Batman's done some interesting things out there.
That is terrible.
Yeah, he's done some interesting things.
Here's my second question.
Sure, hit me with it.
The way I was thinking about it was, all right, your impressions of the trailer, then therefore, with that in mind, are you excited about this show?
Yes, I am.
All right.
I am excited about the show. I get excited about every Marvel Netflix show, though, honestly, so I don't know that that's really saying that much. I'm more excited now than I was when I first saw the trailer.
Yeah, you had to sit on it a little bit.
I did. Sit on it, cogitate on it, think on it a little bit.
I was excited from the get-go. And for the reasons I said before, what I liked about Punisher in Daredevil Season 2 is that while Matt Murdock's sitting around going, I just don't know if I can be a lawyer and a superhero at the same time. Like, Frank Castle goes, I am more than willing to throw my identity away and just become this vigilante. Yeah. And, like, I like the fact that it gives us a chance to see a full-time superhero in a sense, not someone who's balancing different identities, not someone who's trying to just live a normal life. No, it's someone who had his normal life taken away.
Yeah, that does
and is out for revenge.
That's a good point, and I think that also is what possibly makes this series unique compared to the other 4 series. I guess Luke Cage and Jessica Jones don't really have alter egos, and Danny Rand as much, but they do try to balance that real life. But superhero life.
With both of them, Luke Cage and Jessica Jones, they didn't want to be heroes.
Right.
They were trying to run away from being heroes.
Whereas Punisher, this is his life.
He's got the giant, heavy machine gun, and he's walking towards a pillar or somebody going... I'm just going to tune in for John Bernthal grunts.
He's going to... I would like to see a grunt counter. I'd like to see somebody do a grunt counter with that series. Like, how many grunts is John Bernthal going to make? It's going to be a lot.
The answer is... far too many. All right, so you, dear listener, are you excited about the show or not? We want to hear, of course.
Yeah, are you going to watch The Punisher?
Another show, though, that's debuting in a week, I believe it is October 2nd, so it is next Monday, is Fox's The Gifted, which is a take on... Oh, I'm sorry, am I
so bored
you?
by The Gifted. Well, no, it's not you, it's The Gifted.
Okay. Yeah, The Gifted, Fox's take on obscure X-Men is what I'm calling it.
Yeah, I'm calling it Heroes because that's what it is. But
that's
sure,
exactly
you say
what it is.
You go ahead and talk about it.
That's exactly what it is.
Because the trailer is like a dad who has a mutant child but works for an anti-mutant agency and has really just been doing it to protect his child. Who's a little girl? Who's a girl? She's a cheerleader. He's gonna save her, save the world. Oh my gosh! Now we're on the run because everyone's turning on my family.
Look out for a solar eclipse or something.
Yeah,
I don't know. I didn't actually watch all of Heroes.
And everyone has like telekinetic powers, which is what it seemed like, at least from the trailer that I saw. Everyone had the same power set.
Do you want to see who all is in the show?
Yeah, hit me with some of the
I put up a list that IGN published.
Okay, which is actually I'm not trying to correct you in front of our audience, but it's Ign. It's pronounced Igna.
Wow, I feel like an idiot.
Yeah, it's okay.
I feel like an absolute idiot.
It's okay. I called it IGN for many years. I didn't know.
Whoops. Wow. I'm going to pull this up real quick because David Codd jumped in on Twitch and said, did they get their mutant powers from the eclipse?
They did.
Told you.
They
Yep,
did.
Got it. Beat you to it. So some of the people that we're going to have in this is Blink.
Who's a pretty cool mutant.
The teleporter.
Yeah, I could dig it. She was in, but what's interesting is she was in Days of the Future Past, the movie. So, it's not the same actress, I'm assuming.
Nope. Because as far as I know, this show is taking place in a world where X-Men and
The
the Brotherhood of Mutants don't exist, and no one knows why.
Like they did exist, but they disappeared, or they never existed.
That's what it seems like. That they did exist and then did not. Because I think I remember in a commercial them saying something about we don't even know if the X-Men are still around or something like that.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, I don't know. I'll be interested to see if they try to tie it to the movies or if it's just set in the movie universe. I'm sorry, if it's set in the movie universe and they try to tie it to the movies, or if it's just like, hey, this is a random X-Men show.
Yeah.
Everybody who watches superhero TV shows wants them to be tied into the movies. And one thing that I think is interesting about that concept is you look at fans of, say, Green Arrow or Flash, they're really upset, or Supergirl, they're upset that those characters were not also connected to the movie universe.
Sure.
But you look at the Marvel Netflix shows, and people are happy they're connected to the universe, but
not
I would argue
connected
they're
enough.
not. But they're not. People are happy that they are. Same thing with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. But really, they have like one reference per season of something that happened in the Marvel universe.
Money to bring Samuel L. Jackson in.
Right.
That
So as much as they say they're connected, it's really just a mind game to make you think that they are and enjoy it more. But they're not. I mean, they're not
Because
really.
if you go through the Marvel Netflix stuff, they make references to
The incident. If I hear the incident one more time, I'm like, call it what it is.
But
alien invasion.
But what we don't see is stuff like Avengers Tower in the skyline. You know, and you can get on YouTube, and there's people that have done that. People who've gone in and just put it in themselves in the background, or put it in like, oh gosh, what is the female reporter from Daredevil? Why did I just draw a blank on her name?
Karen Page?
Karen Page, thank you. So Karen Page, sitting in the newspaper offices, and they just casually put up something on the wall that was a newspaper article talking about the alien invasion. I'm like, that's a nice little touch. If they had put that in there, it would have added to it. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. So to me, the whole connected universe, while it used to be important to me, now that I've kind of realized, like, oh, they're just toying with this on Netflix anyway. They're not really connected. I don't think it's as big of a deal to me. Like, if Hugh Jackman isn't referenced or shown, it doesn't upset me about the X-Men show. That's not going to be what makes or breaks the show for me.
Yeah. Yeah, I totally get that. I mean, this is, in my mind, this is going to be more like the universe of Legion than anything else. Because it's still Fox who's putting it on. Granted, they're putting it on their main network, and not on FX, so they're trying to make it a little bit more mainstream appeal or something like that.
Yeah.
It seems like it's going to be a little bit more of a teen drama sort of aspect to it.
Yeah.
Even, not saying that it's like a Smallville type thing, which is like
I'm so bored by The Gifted. Yeah, I agree. It's not going to be as teen drama.
Anyway.
So who's some more of the mutants?
Yeah, well, first of all, Scott says that he doesn't like his TV shows connected to the movie because that's what Elseworlds are for.
Okay. I mean, that's cool.
That's fair, man. That's what DC has been doing.
Yeah.
With their stuff. So
and
maybe they can.
And DC's even releasing some Elseworld movies. Like their movie universe isn't even going to be in continuity with itself.
Wow.
They're talking about doing Superman Red Son and Flashpoint, which I'm not sure if it's going to be connected, and some other stuff. So.
Yeah. And High Shelf made a Igneous, and then David Codd asked, what about ingots? And then he talked about mining ingots and WoW. How much WoW did you play in your life? Be honest.
Oh, probably like a day or two of playtime.
Yeah.
I played that
per
game
sitting.
I played that game for a solid decade. My slash played is astronomical.
Yeah. Same here. I would jump off and on. I'd get distracted and leave. And David Codd, how good was Legion? So good that we did show recaps after each episode.
The only show we really stuck with doing that for. We did an entire season.
Because it was the only one
recaps.
worth doing it.
It was so good.
Looking at you, Riverdale.
I liked Riverdale. How dare you?
So Polaris is going to be mentioned as well.
Okay.
One of the Children of Magneto is who she is.
Polaris is a great X-Men character. Been around for a long time. I can totally dig it. I'll be interested to see if they give her the green hair. They
don't.
Maybe at some
judging
point
off pictures, but yeah, all right, maybe at some point. Thunderbird.
Interesting.
It's gonna be in there. It does say, we'll see if the Gifted winds up killing off Thunderbird as
Yeah.
quickly and abruptly as the comics did.
I didn't want to spoil that, but yeah, I just recently read that comic and was like, hey, here's all these new X-Men. Oh, Thunderbird dies. Okay.
These 2 members of the Morlocks will appear.
Interesting. Callisto, perhaps?
Dreamer and Shatter.
I don't know who those people are. Do you guys know who Dreamer and Shatter are? I'm not... I haven't fully read through all of the X-Men comics, so... Working my way through in Claremont's era.
And then we get... oh, yeah, and this is a more recent thing, apparently, is that Garrett Dillahunt has been cast as Roderick Campbell / Ahab.
Interesting.
And this is very interesting because Garrett Dillahunt does not appear in very much stuff. He was very funny in the short-lived Greg Garcia sitcom Raising Hope.
That was a great show.
Yeah, if you like Greg Garcia's style. David Codd says that Riverdale was still great.
It was.
Tyler agrees. He watched it all. I gave up.
I can't wait for the next season, dude. I was just talking about that today. In fact, a little teaser. The people who did Riverdale announced the other day, which you may have already seen, that we're getting a Sabrina show, a new Sabrina the Teenage Witch show. We're gonna make we're actually, after this live show, we're gonna make a video about that, and we'll be posting that over the coming weeks. So
next week, actually, according to our SSD master schedule. So
I didn't even know there was such a thing.
Yeah, oh my gosh, we had a long business meeting about it. Like, it was very important to me. I got emotional, started crying.
I don't remember that at all. Today at lunch at Basil's? That doesn't sound right.
All right. Raising Hope short-lived. Yeah, I mean, it was only, 3 seasons? Did it go 4 seasons?
Was it 4?
It might have been 4. It might have been longer than I thought. So maybe it wasn't super short-lived, but I didn't think it was that long. But I don't know. It might have lasted as long as... My Name is Earl did. Greg Garcia might just be a 4-season guy. Well,
hey,
yeah,
that's okay. There's a lot of solid 4-season shows. The only problem is you don't quite make it to that 100-episode mark, which is syndication, which really sucks.
Which we got to tonight. This is it. 100th episode.
We did it!
But yeah, so that's interesting. And all the promotional shots, that the very few that have shown up with Garrett Dillahunt in it, he is not, robotic like Ahab is in the comics.
Dillahunt was amazing on Burn Notice, Sarah Connor Chronicles, and is on the guest book.
The new Greg Garcia.
I'm pretty excited about that show,
yeah,
actually.
I haven't checked it out yet, but it's the new Greg Garcia project. Yeah, I think it's a few weeks in, something like that.
I need to check into that.
Garrett Dillahunt shows up very briefly in Looper, which I thought was a very odd thing.
Strangeness.
I did not see Burn Notice or Sarah Connor.
I've seen Burn Notice. It's good.
I've seen parts of Burn Notice, not a huge amount. I'd go over to my parents' house and they were watching Burn Notice.
Yeah, that sounds about like.
That
sounds about like your parents.
They really are those people, aren't they?
They're the people who like Burn Notice.
Absolutely.
Okay. I dig it, man. I like Burn Notice.
But anyway, I really like Garrett Dillahunt. I don't think he gets enough credit because he does his comedic timing is good in the Greg Garcia shows. And he's shown up in a few serious things as well and carried his own. So it'll be interesting to see what this character is like in the show. So that's obviously your impression on it is that, you're yawning a lot during this.
I'm not overly excited about it because to me it strikes me as a Heroes ripoff. And honestly, I've been burned so many times by X-Men in the live action stuff.
Yeah.
I haven't even seen X-Men Apocalypse. I still haven't seen that movie.
That's fine.
Yeah, I don't.
That's fine.
I'm not even worried. I don't even want to see it.
Do you like the character of Apocalypse?
Yeah.
Then don't go see that.
Exactly. That's kind of what I heard. So, I don't know.
You might have different opinions, but
I'll totally give the show a try.
Yeah.
I'll give any comic book show except for Gotham a shot. But
I'm very curious about it because what I'm curious about, our follow-up question is, are you excited about it? Neither of us really are excited about it, but I'm very curious because I want to see what they do post-Legion. I want to see what they do when they say, okay, Legion was this critical success.
Yeah.
Very well received.
If it's even half as good as Legion, I'll be hooked from day one. I mean, Legion to me is the show of the year and is in my top 10 favorite shows of all time. I mean, it's that good. I love Legion.
Okay.
Truly love it.
Can you believe that they simultaneously put out Legion and Atlanta?
It is hard to understand.
Good night.
FX really has got the moves.
Scott says that he liked X-Men Apocalypse, but not enough Jubilee. Amen. That was the main problem with that movie.
Michael Allen says it was okay.
Yeah.
But not great.
Like, I didn't go out of it going, man, that was terrible. But what I did come out of it thinking was, man, that portrayal of Apocalypse
was so bad.
Well, and then it's like, why does he...
Don't spoil. Don't spoil.
I said this a lot when we were reviewing Legion. Why does he put so many people in walls and floors? Why is that the go-to way?
Well, it's a Fox thing. Hey, Fernando's here. Thank goodness.
It. Oh my gosh.
I'm so glad you're here.
We have literally just been rambling for 45 minutes waiting for him. Now we can start the actual show. Welcome to Super Squad
it's
D.
the 100th episode.
The 100th episode of Super. Here we are. Hard to believe we are in season 10.
Yeah.
Of Super Squad D. Yeah, of syndication. This is not a new.
No, this is a pre-recorded show. This whole thing is pre-recorded. I don't know if you guys know that.
We are just really good at guessing what you're going to say in the live chat.
We are really good at it.
Hope these guys like Garrett Dillahunt, because that's all we're talking about in this episode. Oh, you're the worst. Okay, so David Codd is suggesting You're the Worst as a show.
Oh, well, okay.
We all know Tyler is the worst.
Oh, okay.
But David Codd saying You're the Worst is a good show. That's good to know. Check it out. We had earlier on in our Twitch chat, and I'm going to scroll up so we can all see who it was. All right. Roberto MGZZ. Roberto Miggs.
I can dig it. You can dig it. We can dig it. He can dig it.
This is what our opinions on Inhumans is. And I think this is good.
It's a good segue
to talk about. It's a good segue because we have not really addressed Inhumans at all on the show at any point.
I think.
And it'd be worth talking about.
For me, it all started. I was very excited about Inhumans when I thought it was going to be a movie. When they announced it was going to be a movie before they got Spider-Man back and that shook up their movie plans.
Yeah.
I was all on board because I think the Inhumans are cool. I haven't read that much of them. I've read some of the series from a few years back. I've read, it was like maybe 15 or 20 issues or so, and I really liked it. I think they're interesting. I think they're cool. I don't think that I like them more than the X-Men or anything like that, but I do really like them as characters, so I was very excited. When they bumped it from movie, my initial thought was, this is going to be impossible to do. Just given the nature of the powers of the Inhumans, the effects budget alone would have to be just astronomical for it to work really well, which makes sense for a movie, but for a show, I just didn't see it happening. Now, with the caveat being Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. has been great. And the way they've done the Inhumans on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. has been really neat.
Yeah, the thing about it as well is that the promos before Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. came out did not look good.
They looked terrible.
It just looked like a bad idea. I remember sitting at a friend's house the first time I saw a commercial for it and went, why are they doing this?
Right.
Once it was about like a season in and I sat down and I watched the first season, I got to the end of it and went, wow, I enjoyed that quite a bit more than I thought I would. So
yeah.
Do you want to address what Fernando just
and that's really awesome that you get to watch that
that's
early.
Really cool.
Let us know what your thoughts are. Like maybe like a review, like a score.
Non-spoiler, what did you think of it?
Yeah, score and did you overall enjoy it, for sure.
I think I'm more interested in it than Tyler is
I'm very less interested. I am more interested in that, though, than Inhumans. Back to Inhumans.
Yes, back there.
After seeing, of course, the leaked footage for Inhumans, it was a leaked trailer that didn't have the finished CGI. I was already kind of out, and it was just terrible. Like, the lead trailer was just really bad. The real trailer wasn't much better. I mean, overall, I'm just not that excited about it, which is a disappointment.
Yeah.
But, I mean, and I think that I read somewhere where they said that it is officially, at this point, unless just the ratings explode, only going to be an 8-episode miniseries. And it's not getting another season or anything like that. So maybe they'll bring some of those characters to Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
I saw someone that was speculating that, and I looked into it, and they said, actually, because one of the main giveaways is that there was the way they worded a promotional poster or something like that. But then someone said, no, actually, that's the way it's been worded since they started it. So
we'll see what happens.
I don't know that for sure. Maybe someone else who's in the live chat can point out whether or not that is actually accurate. Because I was curious about that as well. It would be very, very weird. It's very weird to see.
It's not gotten good initial impressions.
No, it has not. It has not. I remember even, and I don't really watch trailers that much, or I don't really dissect them as much. You know, I don't go out there seeking.
Now, you really dissected a Thor Ragnarok trailer on our channel. You did.
If you haven't seen that classic,
it's a good one.
We go through, and it's just, what you do when you put out YouTube videos is you make sure you monetize all of them, just because, You're just supposed to. They'll put a sidebar ad up, whatever. It's what you're supposed to. That one was such a delight to make. I didn't even bother monetizing it. I was like, people are going to love this so much. I don't want to make a dime. I don't want to make a dime.
Which is literally best case scenario, which you would have made. Would have been $1.
A dime, exactly.
$1.
Yeah. Yeah, so Fernando's, thank you. Yeah, Fernando points out it was always marketed as the complete series.
Okay. So it was never, it's never been marketed to be more than an 8 episode story. Okay, I'm fine with that. You know, for me, I was really, what's funny is, if I could go back and talk about past Tyler for a second.
First of all, I'll judge whether it's funny.
Okay.
And secondly,
past Tyler was very excited about Inhumans because I was like, oh, it's a TV show, I'm super out. But I do like Lockjaw. Yeah. But when I found out, this is before I watched Iron Fist Season 1, but I found out the director of Iron Fist Season 1 was doing Inhumans, and I was like, wow, they're bringing over a Netflix director? This is going to be so good. Maybe this will be good. And then I watched Iron Fist Season 1, and I was like, okay.
Well, now that makes more sense as to why, knowing what I know about Iron Fist, if you guys haven't seen it,
it is good, and it was very underrated.
Yeah, but it's not great. I did a very thorough 1.5 long review of it.
It was solid.
But one of the things that I did stand out to me, and I made the comment in that, is that it's not an action show. Yeah. It is very much a show about the inner workings of the pharmaceutical industry, first and foremost. Which makes sense now why, when I watch the Inhumans trailer and everything, it's like, oh, it's a political drama.
Right, it's a political drama with weird hair.
Yeah, this is House of Cards, but with superpowers as well. Yeah.
I get that. So...
Thank you. That means a lot to me.
I get you.
That you get that.
I get you.
So what shows are you guys looking forward to? Are you looking forward to Punisher? Are you looking forward to Gifted? Are you looking forward to Inhumans? That we've got those coming out. We've got, I believe upcoming. I think they're currently filming some Daredevil Season 3.
Yeah, Daredevil Season 3.
Is the talk there.
Then, I still really badly want them to wrap up Luke Cage, wrap up Iron Fist in their next respective seasons, and then do a Luke Cage and Iron Fist combo show. Yeah. I think that would be so great. I mean, I'll watch either.
It would just make sense.
But it would.
It would just make sense.
A Heroes for Hire show. And it would make room for more Marvel Netflix shows to come into the fold, like Punisher, because now we got 5. And if you start adding more, you're talking about a lot of Netflix shows to balance.
Especially if they try to do anything else with all the Defenders together.
True that. And multiple seasons, filming at the same time. I don't know. I've heard Moon Knight thrown around for what people would want to see.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see. Yeah, representing the Rockets. Yeah.
Yeah, tonight's show is brought to you by Mitchell & Ness. Mitchell & Ness, purveyors of fine retro sports apparel.
Forwards.
So, all right. So a couple of these comments that came by real quick. Agree with you, Fernando, that it was my least favorite of the Netflix shows, but by no means bad.
It wasn't my least favorite.
Really? Mm-hmm. Luke Cage was under that?
Was.
Yeah. I think it was for me as well, just because I really enjoyed Luke Cage.
Yes, it took such a hard disappointed.
Right. With Iron Fist, my expectations were here. Yeah. And since the show stayed here, my expectations were okay.
Yeah, I was like, that wasn't that bad.
Mike Allen says he's excited about Stranger Things too.
I need to watch that.
Yeah,
I've been meaning to get around to it.
And High Shelf says that Danny Rand's supposed to be terrible at being Iron Fist, but some people jumped on it hard before getting up to episode 7, where really opens up some of that stuff. Yeah, they did not communicate nearly enough in there how young, how inexperienced he was at Iron Fist. They really should have presented that.
It would have made a big difference in viewers' minds if they had just said, hey, he defeated Shao Lao, got the Iron Fist power, immediately left. Like, no training. Yep. He just stepped out and said, I'm done. I'm going back home. Then people would be like, oh, he's not supposed to be like the most amazing fighter because he didn't stay, he didn't train, doesn't have any idea how to use his power.
That's what they communicated much better in The Defenders, was how inexperienced and headstrong Danny Rand was. And now he was just constantly like, I'm just going to go and punch everything.
Yeah. I thought they did a good job with Danny. I think they did a better job with his personality in The Defenders than they did in the actual Iron Fist series. Like, you could tell they took to heart some of the criticism. And the poor actor, I can't remember his name.
Finn Jones.
He did try. Like, he tried his best to clean it up. It wasn't great, but...
They weren't... They didn't write him well enough in the Iron Fist, like season 1. They didn't write him well enough for Finn Jones to do anything with it.
I agree.
So all Finn Jones ends up doing is really acting melodramatic, and like my wife and I would watch Defenders, and she would just crack up anytime he said anything.
Yeah,
because she was just so used to him being like that. But in Defenders, there's a lot more moments in which he's goofy Danny Rand.
That was super.
And goofy Danny Rand was great.
Doofy Ganny.
Doofy Ganny
Duran.
Duran.
Ganny was so
Duran. Duran.
Goofy Danny was really good.
I mean, give the people what the people want.
The people know the people. Goofy Danny was great. I'd like to see.
Here's a question.
Less Buddhist quotes.
Here's a question, though, real quick, if you want to throw these out here. What are some of the smaller characters that you think would work really well in a Netflix or on TV, in a TV show, not a movie?
I've heard Moon Knight.
Moon Knight is
I
one.
know about Moon Knight, but I don't think I've read a single Moon Knight comic.
We actually tried to pose this question, or we did pose this question when we did Lunch Rush a few weeks back. And Spoonbender, viewer Spoonbender, mentioned Moon Knight as one that he would like to see. And that's one that has got some. But we want to know some of the ones that you guys think you would want to see as TV shows. If not in the live chat, then comment below when the video is done. Comment on the YouTube video. Because we did actually announce a giveaway last week.
Yep.
And because of the technical issues, we forgot to mention it all today.
Yep.
So instead of announcing a winner, how about we extend it
there you go.
through today? So you
which
can
will
comment
be
on this.
The Flash Rebirth.
So Flash Rebirth, which is actually on sale.
And so
Comicsology.
It is on sale.
We'll give you a trade paperback.
You may get a trade paperback, or you may get digital issues.
Yeah.
We may give out digital if you live in another country and you want the digital issues, or you just want the digital issues.
We'll give it all to you.
We'll give it to you.
Yeah, whatever you want.
The people give the people want.
The people. I mean, give the people what the people want, because the people know what the people want.
The people know what the people want. So we get the people what the people want. Parmesan cheese.
I really heard Papa John's cheese, and I was like, well, that's a specific kind of cheese.
Spidey would be cool as a TV show. I agree. Like, I mean, I would be all down for a Spidey show. It's not going to happen. I mean, you know, that's what you said, and I wish it would, but I'd like to see just another good Spider-Man the animated, like another animated good Spider-Man show.
I know. My goodness. Why can't we let's just get Spider-Man animated series from when we were kids.
Yeah.
Just remastered and
let's
brought
just
back.
Do
Let's
it.
just do it again.
I'm with you, dude.
Just do it.
I'm totally with you.
I think that would be great. He would be a character that, because that's one of the biggest characters, but also one of the characters that, because of the very nature of Spider-Man being a on the ground, in the streets kind of hero, like fighting criminals in the back alley, not going up against just Ultron, not just trying to defend the Earth. He's specifically defending his neighborhood. It would work well as a series.
I think those are the characters that do work best, are the street level heroes. The Punishers, the Daredevils, the Luke Cage, the Iron Fist, those types of characters. Really, Marvel could pull... Yes, finish the last season. Marvel could pull any of their street level heroes, and I think they could make it work.
Yeah.
I think it would be interesting. Another show that we didn't talk about that is coming up that I've kind of got in the back burner of my mind is The Runaways. Okay. Brian K. Vaughan's hit book that came out in 2004 or 2005-ish. It just took off about a group of kids who found out they were all hanging out with, like, their parents always got together once a year.
Yeah, you told me about this, yeah.
And they were all hanging out, and they realized, like, what are our parents doing? Oh, there's a secret room. Oh, they're sacrificing a virgin. Oh, they're supervillains. Oh, they're trying to destroy the world. So the kids go on the run from their parents and try to save the world and all this stuff. I'll be interested to see how that goes. We got Cloak and Dagger coming out, which are also kind of street level heroes.
And right above here, David Codd in the Twitch stream has said that he would like to see Hellcat outside of Jessica Jones.
That would be great.
And She-Hulk would be an interesting
She-Hulk
character.
Would be a good one.
It would be a very interesting character.
I could see them doing She-Hulk.
But if they do She-Hulk, I want She-Hulk done as a Law and Order show.
Yeah.
Law and Order She-Hulk.
I could dig it. I could totally dig it. We've got Squirrel Girl, live action Squirrel Girl coming up.
Yeah, what's the name of that show? That is the Guardians of the Galaxy.
That's definitely it. That's definitely it. What is it? Help us out in the comments. I'm totally drawing a blank right now too. It's a team show.
Beto Rios, always speaking my language, bringing up Hawkeye.
Oh my gosh! If we had a Hawkeye show, I would just die. That would be amazing. That would really be the perfect show.
It would.
For like a Marvel Netflix show with you bring in like his brother and you got Kate Bishop. Oh man, I'm just getting giddy thinking about it. And you know who they need to do it?
Young Warriors.
That's it. We need to get the people who did Legion because they do such a good job with like the time period setting and the tone. They could nail the tone of Hawkeye.
And shoot, I mean, what else would Jeremy Renner be doing?
Nothing.
Just bring Jeremy Renner around.
New Warriors.
Yeah, thank you guys for that. New Warriors. Not
so
Young Warriors,
I'm kind of indifferent. This Freeform is probably my least favorite network.
Yeah.
ABC Family. So I'm kind of indifferent about it. I know that you've been a huge supporter of Pretty Little Liars. Like, you've been a staunch supporter.
From day one.
You believed in that show when nobody did. And I've always given you credit for that.
And pretty much everyone believed in it. Pretty much everyone.
But for me, I don't think
dude watches Riverdale.
I don't think that the New Warriors and Freeform just doesn't do a whole lot for me. I'll certainly watch it because I love Squirrel Girl.
Yeah, and I mean they got
got Ryan North. Didn't they get Ryan North?
I don't know.
I thought they got him to at least have some like a consultant.
If they didn't get Ryan North as a consultant or writer on that show, then they're making a huge mistake. I don't know for sure. I was going to talk about the actress. Weintraub is her last name. I forget her first name.
AT&T girl.
AT&T girl, yeah. Comedian.
Sir, there's a glass there. There's a door.
So that
I
could
could
be
have played Squirrel Girl easily.
You're cute enough. So it could be hit or miss. Could really be hit or miss. It's one of those things that a lot of people... I do agree that it works in a TV show because she's not a big enough superhero to get a movie. A lot of people were like, Anna Kendrick would be a perfect Squirrel Girl.
And I don't disagree. She would be,
but
she's not doing that.
No one's going to make a Squirrel Girl movie. Yeah. No one's going to go to a Squirrel Girl movie just because it's Squirrel Girl. Like the people that are going to go is just because they love Anna Kendrick. Like me, I've seen every Anna Kendrick movie.
You have, in general, you have seen every
except for the one about the apocalypse she made with Craig Robinson. Didn't bother seeing that one.
Okay. We got in here Grinder, G-Rider, talking about Annihilation as an animated. And when you open up the animated world, like there's so many limitations, which I think is why the street level heroes work well for the live action shows. But when you open up animated world, like the sky's the limit. I would love to see an Annihilation, and in general, like a Nova Corps and more of a Silver. I would love a new Silver Surfer animated series.
Oh yeah,
just really explore the reaches of the Marvel universe that takes so much CGI to do that we will probably not even get in movies. Much less. I want to
see another Fantastic Four.
Fantastic
in the vein
Four.
Of the old Fantastic Four, but much like that. I want to make sure that they somehow don't get the rights to any of the four characters. And it's the Fantastic Four, but they're all floating robots.
I can totally dig it.
Yeah.
I could totally dig it. How interested are we in Black Lightning? I don't know that much about the character, but I'm so... Like, I've been out on the DC live-action shows since last season.
Well, yeah, and Scott and Fernando both talked about the CW crossover event that's going on.
Okay.
Which I know nothing
about.
I
am excited about that.
I know nothing about.
That I saw the announcement for that, and that was the first thing that made me go, okay, maybe I need to go back and watch Flash and Arrow from last season.
Okay.
Because, I mean, Flash, Arrow... I did watch Legends of Tomorrow randomly enough.
Okay.
Supergirl I didn't watch. I didn't watch any of those last season because I was just so burned out on them. I felt like they kind of got mediocre.
Okay.
And
I hadn't sat through and watched any of them.
The preview for that crossover event looks awesome.
Okay.
And I'm very excited about that. But so Black Lightning is just kind of more of CW's Greg Berlanti's superhero shows that I'm just kind of like, eh.
Okay.
If they brought Constantine back, which there was hopes of because he showed up on Arrow, I'd be all about that life.
I forgot they brought Constantine onto Arrow. Mainly because I didn't watch Arrow. I just remember seeing the news about it happening. That's it.
That was really random.
That was very strange that because Fernando used the term Nazi, I guess.
Yeah, he used the term Nazi and it like popped up as like a...
Are you sure you want to?
Are you going to allow this comment to be
because
shown?
We've got the chat coming through on our end onto the screen. It was going to show up anyway.
Yeah, Cloak and Dagger does look interesting. I'll give you that, Beto. But yeah, like I said, it's freeform. So I'm just kind of like, eh.
So, I mean, we are coming in on the time in which we try to wrap things up, but I think we are having a great discussion.
Yeah, we'll keep it going for a little while.
We're not in any sort of rush.
Just because we haven't done a live show in a long time.
Yeah, it's been a whole week.
It's so long.
How
long. It's been a long week, dude.
How long?
I could tell you in very graphic detail what I did the last 5 days of my life.
Yeah, ain't that the truth? Gosh, I had an idea.
Was it about the animated shows?
Yeah, I thought it was, but I've completely lost
there's
it.
another animated show that's coming out that I think has the potential to be really good because of who is creating it.
Who is creating it?
Donald Glover.
Oh, that's right.
Deadpool.
He is making the Deadpool
on
show.
FX, which is just really what an interesting out of left field thing to have a Deadpool after the wild success of the movie.
Right.
I'm shocked that they're going to have an animated show, and much less it's going to be. I mean, it's clearly going to be an adult animated show, but it's going to be on FX. I guess it makes sense when I think about like Fox owning the rights to the mutants, but
yeah.
But Donald Glover knows how to make a show.
Yeah, Fernando said that he can't remember if Constantine's getting an animated version on CWC.
I would watch that if he was.
CWC, is that like an online thing?
Yeah, it's like their online
What's
version.
up with that? Why is that like...
I know.
I mean, it's like, here's something on FXX. It's all Simpsons episodes all the time. Tune into FSXX.
Well, CWC is just like, it's not like a channel. It's just their online content.
Okay.
So like it's basically like web shorts.
I know nothing about Agents of Atlas.
Me either, actually.
But if it's got a talking monkey in it, I'm in.
Yeah,
you
me
know?
too. And is that Detective Chimp? Is that who that is?
You know what they should bring back is Underdog.
Underdog.
Yep. They should bring Underdog back. It's completely not a true superhero, but I mean, that was a great cartoon.
Streak of lightning, roar of thunder, Underdog.
Yeah. Anyway.
Cowfish says that Rapture wasn't that bad.
I saw that. I don't know if I trust you on this one, but I like you enough because you always tune in to all of my Fallout 4 live streams and give good advice. And it's pretty much just you and Scott, so
you'll give it a shot.
I'll give it a shot then.
Oh, CWC had a cool intro of Vixen. I don't have my glasses on. I thought it said Venom at first, and I didn't even question it. I wasn't even like, wait,
sure, CWC absolutely do that.
Venom, but I was like, oh my gosh! I like immediately was like, shut the live stream down. I gotta go watch this. Speaking of which, live action TV shows that I've not watched, but I will be talking about and watching.
Number 1
in 2 weeks, The Tick.
Oh,
The Tick came out, and it got great reviews.
Yeah,
it got really good reviews on Amazon. I can't wait. If someone's watched that, let me know what you think of it. But I've been a huge lifelong fan of The Tick.
Thank you, Michael Allen, for picking up on my my stumbling over a bunch of letters and just trying to
FSXXX. Yeah, that Simpsons version is like 20 seasons of inappropriateness.
We need the question.
Oh, the question.
Starman. Starman was one that was brought up, I think, before on Lunch Rush. I think someone mentioned Starman.
The question, there was a faked news story that it was coming out, and it got me really excited about it. I was like, oh, I need to buy some Question comic books. I need to read up on the character. I just remember him, honestly, from the Justice League Unlimited cartoon show. It's the only place I've ever seen him. But, yeah, that would be amazing.
I think that one of the things we talked about in terms of what we'd like to see is we'd love to see season 2 of, if they do Iron Fist, season 2 of Iron Fist being based on the Brubaker, Matt Fraction.
Oh, it would be so good.
Storyline.
I thought season 1 would be based on that, so I was shocked that
you did, didn't you? I forgot. That was one of the first videos on the channel.
It was. I was so excited about it.
Blake, we're sitting here on our 150th episode.
I mean,
people didn't say we could do it.
Who would have thought?
And we're looking back and just thinking about one of the first videos.
I mean, that was a good one. It was a really good one. It was. So, yeah, I'd like to see the 7 Heavenly Cities. I would love to see Orson Randall make an appearance. That would just be fantastic.
Let's just have an Orson Randall show.
Orson Randall would fit into the series real well as a mentor to Danny, who abandoned Kunlun really early on and got no training. Yeah. I think that would be so cool. Yeah. So cool. Now I'm just going to be disappointed by Iron Fist Season 2.
Oh, Fernando, good point. You could absolutely do a good Nightwing show.
Oh my gosh. If we got a Nightwing show, Fernando knows. Yep. I love Nightwing.
There is no reason.
I love Nightwing.
There is no reason DC could not make Nightwing their version of Netflix Daredevil.
I totally agree, 100%.
No reason they couldn't.
100%. And they're missing out on a huge opportunity by not doing it. The interesting thing is, I understand why they don't want to have Batman in a TV show, but we've gotten Superman and Supergirl at this point.
Right.
Like, if you can do Superman and Supergirl, I guarantee you can do Nightwing in his own show. Now, didn't they get a Titan show greenlit for TNT? Did I dream that up? With Dick Grayson in the show? I'm 99% sure, because we've just been getting casting announcements for it. And I think it's on TNT, because we got Starfire, and the guy that got to play Nightwing looks great, but I agree, he deserves his own show, for sure, in Bloodhaven. I mean, hands down.
That's right.
As a quick sidebar, my top 3 DC Rebirth recommendations: Superman, Nightwing, Flash, in that order.
And don't forget, we're going to be doing book club on Flash Rebirth. We're going to be doing that towards the end of October, because we were off on a little bit. We didn't announce it in time in September, so we delayed it some. So keep an eye out for that. But you can win trade paperback or digital versions of Flash Rebirth by commenting on this video. People that commented on our videos last week, after it goes live, people that commented on the videos last week are already entered. You can comment again, enter again. We don't care. Enter in as many times as you want.
As many times as you want.
There's David Codd did say that he thought Orson Randall was the best part of Immortal Iron Fist.
Yeah,
I'm not going to disagree.
I tend to agree.
But I think one of the really crucial things that could happen there is the return of Davos.
For sure.
I thought that Davos' run or character in that run was a very interesting character.
Didn't make it to TNT. It's for their
paid online.
Interesting.
It's for FXXXXX.
So it's for Disney's. I mean, I'm sorry, not Disney's. What is DC's paid online? It's their new service, right? DC has a new service coming out. That's right, Young Justice Season 3. Okay, I'm starting to remember. So we may actually get your wish of Nightwing in Daredevil form, because it is on their own non-cable TV, no commercials, no rating requirements. I'd be all about that. I totally forgot that even existed. Young Justice Season 3, I'm beyond excited about.
And we did have a comment about Elongated Man.
Oh, that would be cool. A mystery drama. That would be great.
That would be phenomenal.
Little Ralph and Sue Disney.
Phenomenal.
Yeah, I think that DC's own... You know, I'm kind of bummed out that they announced that Marvel was pulling all of their... or Disney was pulling all their content. I don't remember. I think they said originally the Netflix shows were going to stay on Netflix. But going forward, I don't really know what's going to happen, because Disney's creating their own paid app like Netflix. And now DC is doing the same thing. It seems like just in general, television is moving to more of a paid subscription per month basis.
I mean, it's the future.
Which I don't hate.
Internet TV is the future.
I definitely don't hate it, especially if it gives us higher quality shows. Right. I won't have all of them running at one time, but for a month I'll drop it and watch as much as I can.
If Disney removes the Marvel Netflix shows and puts them on their own thing, would you get that service just to watch those shows?
In the months they came out, and I would cancel it immediately after. It'd be worth $7 a month if that's what it is to watch an entire season of a show, and then I'd be out, because that's half the price of a movie ticket. Like, I don't have a problem with that. But that's interesting about DC. I don't know. So now I'm hopeful that the Titans will be good, because so it was originally announced for TNT, like Fernando was saying, and then it didn't get picked up by TNT, and they moved it to that. We'll see.
Yeah. David Codd asked a very important question that I think is a great moment to start wrapping up the show. Is who's got the better butt, Nightwing or Jon Snow?
It's Nightwing.
It's Nightwing.
It's Nightwing.
It is. But I mean, it's a good competition we got going on there. But it's going to be Nightwing.
It's a competition. Not many people can say they've got as good of a butt. They could even be mentioned in the sentence with Nightwing.
Right.
So just the fact that Jon Snow was like, I had to think about it for a second. Kudos to you, Jon Snow.
Yep.
But it's always Nightwing.
And a good point, Fernando. The key here is to switch up the genres. We can't have all the shows be gritty street level.
That's true.
That's why I think that the Punisher is going to be different than the others, because it's going to be different enough, because it's not... I'm conflicted about whether or not I should be a hero. Like, he doesn't want to be a hero. You know,
we definitely need different.
Yeah,
we definitely need different. The hard part of that, though, the balance of that is when you start... You can set the tone different, but it's hard to... pick heroes that aren't street level, because it gets hard production wise.
Right. Yeah, you
So it's
can't
like-
have someone that just can.
I'm interested to see how they're going
Fly
to do the
everywhere.
Titans with like Beast Boy
Yeah.
and Starfire and all that. But I do agree that like it would be nice to have some shows, and Nightwing again is the perfect character to do that, to not make it super gritty. I think they could do a Nightwing show where he's just got his great personality and all that jazz. So
Great personality.
he
you
does
got a
have
crush on him.
I do.
You got
I
a
want to
crush
be
on
him. I want to I auditioned for Nightwing.
I don't think you did.
I mean, I filmed myself doing a somersault in my hallway, and then I popped up and I was like, Robin. And then Jenny was like, hey, that sounds more like Batman. And I was like, my bad. And I was like, Robin, are you okay? And then I sent that in, and then I haven't heard back from him yet. But I'm pretty sure they're still thinking about it.
So this has been Super Squad D. I don't know what all that was,
Yeah,
but it
it's-
kind of sounds like a Star Wars kid sort of scenario.
I mean, kind
So
of.
if we find that video footage, I'll put it up on the channel.
Okay.
Put it up on the channel. You can find all of our social media information right there.
Boom,
All right?
boom, boom.
Obviously, you're either watching on YouTube or Twitch, and I'm thankful that we had people on both, so we
It
could
worked.
test both
That's
of them.
really
We
cool.
could test
Thank
the chat
you
going.
guys for coming tonight.
So
it
thanks-
was really fun.
Thanks, Scott and David Codd, for checking out on Twitch in particular. Thanks, Beto Fernando, High Shelf,
G Rider,
G-Rider,
Michael
everyone.
Allen,
Yeah, Michael Allen, everyone who's popping up on YouTube.
Carlos.
Absolutely. Go find this YouTube video once it is finished and it has been posted, and comment with...
Nicholas Muniz.
Oh, yeah, Nick Nunez was in here.
David Codd. You already said David.
Yeah, well, he's important enough to say twice.
He is. He is.
Be sure to comment when the video is done with who you would like to see in a TV show.
Yeah.
We've done it before, but, it didn't get enough traction. We'll do it again. There's a lot of technical issues in the past few weeks.
I am clearly exhausted.
He started thinking about The Gifted again, and he's done for us. So we're going to go ahead and draw the episode to a close. Thanks for watching. Keep an eye out. Flash Rebirth Book Club coming up later on.
That's right.
Those books on sale at Comixology this week. Thank you, Scott, for pointing that out.
Mm-hmm.
Comment to win. And we'll get in touch with you very soon about if you won.
That's right. And coming in October, we're going to be dropping all of the videos that we've been recording and all of that good stuff.
If you didn't watch our State of the Union video to understand why we've been a little silent during the summer and what our plans are going forward, go ahead and do that, because next week is going to be a big, big week.
It is. We're going to be putting out 3 videos a week.
3 videos a week?
Not including
a live
show.
show.
4 videos a week. It's going to be a good time for our channel rejuvenation. Let us know what type of content you'd like to see.
Yeah. And we can't do any of this without you guys. We love this live show.
Yeah, this is the highlight of my week. It really is.
Yeah, quite honestly, this is not, trying to flatter you or anything for tuning in. This is honestly something that we look forward to.
Yeah.
And we carve out a good chunk of our time to do this because we just love it. So
That's it.
Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for staying up a little bit late with us. If you're
You're
watching the replay of it, thanks for watching the replay. We love you just as much as those people who were here live. This has been Super Squad D.
Where the D stands for
Death.
no,
Well, it's Punisher because of the Punisher.
I guess.
It's the Punisher?
It sounds kind of dark though. We could have even gone dark. Like
Well, okay, so the D could have stood for dark.
I personally would have made it stand for debonair, but that's just because I think about that word when I look into mirrors.